Welcome everyone who chose group number 1 for the Timeless Tarot card reading, What Are They Not Telling Me? If you've chosen this group, then you've chosen the card BOTIS, and I'll just show that to you to make sure that this is the card that you chose for your reading. And if so, let's get on down to it. So we're going to shuffle this deck 3 times. And then we're going to look into what the individual in question is not telling you. I will name the designators as I place the cards down so you know what everything will represent. And we shall explore. Here we go. Pile number 1. So this card represents you. This card represents them. This represents the issue in between you. This is what they allow you to see. This is what they keep hidden. And this is why they do that. And then this is advice for you going forward with this scenario. So let's look into it. All right. Group number 1. So you are represented by the Hanged Man reverse, or in this deck, it's also known as abstinence. So, throwing cards, just getting crazy. So what I really get with the Hanged Man reverse is that you may be sacrificing yourself over a scenario. You may be trying to keep the peace or something. You may be trying to be the bigger person in a conflict, but you still feel like there is injustice going on towards you, and you also feel like it's still stuck and not resolving itself, despite the fact that you are, doing what you're doing in regards to this scenario. In regards to the other individual, they are represented as the Nine of Cups reversed. And so this other individual may be trying to make their own wishes come true. Or maybe stuff has happened and it's not exactly what they would like it to be or imagine it to be, but is looking only from their particular wish point. They're not really considering others. They want themselves to be fulfilled the way that they want to be. And so you have an individual who may be self-focused on making their own stuff happen. We have the issue being the Emperor or the Liege, which brings up a couple of things for me, as well as a camera malfunction. Oh boy, you're gonna get this probably in every video I do. Hold on. And we're back. So a couple things that come up for me in regards to the Liege or the Emperor. On one hand, I see this as possibly being siblings or some sort of family-related nature. One where one side is trying to sacrifice themselves, be the bigger person over a family issue, maybe around the authoritative figure or the father figure, or some person where the issue is around another individual. Could be your parents, could be your grandparents, could be about their estates if they've passed on, for example. Yeah, so family is the big one that's coming through for me here, but if it's not a family-related nature, then it could very much be about who is going to be the person who comes out on top, who is going to be the authority here, basically. So you may be wanting to try and keep peace because everybody's valued input, and this person is just kind of like having dreams of being a dictator and wanting things their own way and to their own vision. So what they show you is the Magician. And what I really get with this is that this person is trying to show you that they're capable of doing stuff, like they've got things under control, it's totally fine, you can trust me, that kind of energy. They're trying to show that they are a capable individual, able to do whatever the tasks are that are needed in regards to this conflict or scenario. What are they not telling you? Six of Wands, which I find to be rather interesting. So are they telling you not about successes that they've had in the past, or that their successes haven't actually been true? I feel, ooh, yep, that's the moment of inspiration right there. I feel like them saying, I'm so capable and here are all the reasons why, are lies. All their victories that they're telling you about, all these things that they're like, here's a narrative, here's a story, I'm able to do all these things. You see I'm being in the background, wah, 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 wah. But it's not true. That's the difference. The difference is that they show you one thing and they tell you all this stuff, but the truth is maybe they weren't entirely successful in those endeavors, that they don't have the actual skill sets or capabilities in regards to this issue. Now, this could be, again, as I mentioned, taking care of estates, taking care of a family member, or having to make decisions in regards to another person. They feel like they can step up to the plate, but they're not telling you about their faults because they want to seem like they're capable of doing it and taking it on. And you are probably already taking on a lot of stuff yourself. The reason why they are motivated to do so is Eight of Pentacles. So, I don't know the context of whatever the scenario is, and it's different for all of you, but with the Eight of Pentacles here, this person actually does think that they can put in the work. They don't want to be judged over the fact that, yeah, they've failed before, or maybe they didn't have successes before. They want to really make it seem like they're totally capable, but they are willing to put in the work. They do think that they're going to be capable of doing this and that they'll apply themselves and continue developing, whatever this may be. Even if this is in the case of like a job, for example, and they're like, I've got all the skills, but really they don't, or some of their skills are weak. Again, in similar things, if it's a family scenario, they'll try to say like, oh, look, I can do all these things in my work or my volunteering or my own life or whatever it is, and I'm capable of doing this thing, even though maybe they've never undertaken it, or that, they've had issues in the past or struggles in the past. They really do want to contribute. They do think that they can apply themselves to the work. So it's not entirely malicious over the fact here that they are not telling you about certain things. It's because it almost seems like they don't feel like they're being given a chance, and they're really trying to get that chance, and that's why they're leaving some stuff out. It's not entirely to their wishes. They want to be involved. They want to somehow be contributing to this. They want to be given the chance to do the work. So for you, the guidance is the Seven of Cups. And with that, group number one is really about what is the goal? What is the dream? What is the aim? The Hanged Man reverse here, if it's over self-sacrificing, in whatever case, if it's work, family, life, etc., in this scenario, dealing with finances, is it because that you don't trust this other person? Because you know that they've not succeeded in the past before, or maybe not, because it would be something that they've been leaving out, shall we say. But I would beg the question of, like, what is the goal? Do you have separate goals from one another, or is it the same thing? And how can you work together on that? Because the Seven of Cups is very much like, here's this one aspiration and here's another aspiration. There's so many different possibilities and options, basically, in regards to this scenario. So whether it's coming out on top or being successful or taking care of a family member or someone authoritative, whatever the scenario is, there seems to be a lot of options on your plate, and that may be part of why you feel stuck and hung up and you know, just really drained, and this other person is there being like, I could do it, pick me, oh my god, oh. And you feel like your intuition is telling you that, well, they're not telling me everything. And the reason why is that they're not confident that they'd actually be given a chance. But they really are eager to apply themselves to this scenario. So I'd be really fascinated to know what that is about. Group number 1, with BOTIS, the Page of Swords. This really talks about needing to just communicate more with one another. It is about positive communication between people. So open a dialogue and really do some self-assessment as well with what are your motivations, and are you taking on too much? Do you think that this person, that you can delegate responsibility to them? Do you have issues with possibly needing to micromanage? Like, what are your beliefs basically around this person's capabilities? Because it seems like this person is leaving stuff out because they already think that you're going to judge them in some way, even though they really want to help contribute. So, group number 1, interesting food for thought in regards to this reading. That is the entirety of that one for you. Hopefully it gave you some insights. Definitely do all of the things that the social medias would appreciate, as would I. Would love to hear any feedback if you have further questions in the future that you want to know about. I'm going to put up some video cards here so that you can maybe see some other readings or other options of content that you might enjoy. So I hope you had a good time in this session, and until next time, pile number 1, we will see you later.